Dumpling, kiss your blank. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 27 May 2025. I am so happy because I can see my neighbors here. And oh, dude, my phone is too hot. My phone is too hot, so I cannot film outside. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. What I'll do is I'll take a energy drinks and kind of cold. It's gonna cool down the phone. I'll be right back. So, yeah, this is a little trick that we have. So this one, because we're doing two things. So we're doing the tower, and we're doing some filming the nature corn. And because of that stuff, it gets really hot, right? Long story short, it gets really hot. So in 4 years of content, this is the game video for the gaming channel, by the way. My favorite game ever, and why my favorite game ever? Favorite game ever is possibly this, the tower. The game that I play the most. I'm falling in love with a lot of mobile game, but to me, and this is so counterproductive because I made so many videos saying how important mobile gaming is and how much it changed and how different it is and how akin to console gaming it is. So that's actually pretty good. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is possibly the fact that I don't know. The main thing is possibly the fact that I was born playing. I'm old school, dude. I was born playing console. Yes, mobile gaming was something, but it was Game Boy Color. It was Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, I love them, but they were never gonna replace Nintendo 64 or PS2. They were different feelings. So on console, my favorite game is Elden Ring. Now, in 4 years, I can count on the fingers of two ends the number of videos my apologies, that were inspired by a dream, right? The reality is we don't dream a lot. To dream, you need to sleep. We don't sleep. So, yeah, that's not healthy, but my favorite game is Elden Ring. And I was dreaming that I was in Elden Ring. And it's so funny because, see, we've been focusing on the tower a lot lately. In the tower, there's no narrative, and on Elden Ring, there is no narrative, but you still feel like an outsider, right? And I was dreaming that I was running. I wasn't running. It was kind of flying over the land between, and you were seeing the landscape. You were seeing the castle and shit like that. And I was like, oh, dude, I remember this. So I want to talk about my favorite game, which is Elden Ring. Is Elden Ring my favorite game? I want to say yes, but I also want to say no. See, the problem when you're a gamer is you kind of want a game that is kind of FPS. You kind of want a game that is normal. You kind of want a game that is social, right? A mobile game, I'm gonna have to say that I want a mobile game because I want to be able to go out to work and be able to play the game, right? But Elden Ring, if I have to choose one game, it will be Elden Ring. But first of all, I could talk about the combat system, the graphics, which are amazing, the story, which is quite beautiful, the number of weapons, the number of strategy, the number of classes, the amount of love that it sets. This is my first From Software game. It's not my first Souls game. My first Souls game is either Code Vein or Code Vein or Auto Knights, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. So that being said, I wanted you guys. I wanted to sell Elden Ring to you. I wanted to sell Elden Ring to you because to me, if you love something, you're able to sell it, right? As simple as that. If you don't love something, that you won't be able to sell it. If you love something, you'll be able to sell it. It's super, super, super simple. So if I was to sell you Elden Ring, I would possibly sell you the story. right? So this is Inc. version of the story, and this is the coolest thing is yes, we played the game 3 times. Um, I don't think I understand most of what's going on in Elden Ring. The problem with Elden Ring is you have a basic story, and then with that basic story you have a bunch of stuff, and then with that bunch of stuff there's more. So for example, it's by reading the Praetor equipment, is by reading the God slaying sword, is by getting the God serpent sword that you get the story of Rykard, right? Which is not a story that you're usually gonna get. So I'm gonna tell you the story, the very short story, version of the story. Somebody that played the game 4 times, that kind of know what's up, but without knowing what's up. So for me, Elden Ring, the beautiful thing is the story. So the story is super simple. You got America, you got the Elden Ring, right? And it's a land between the Elden tree is the one that's the Earth tree. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. The Earth tree is in charge of everything, in charge of every single living life, right? Now you got a god. That god is America. America has children. So she has children with first Godfrey. Children which are Godfrey the Golden, Godric. Wait a second. It is Morgoth, Godric. I have forgotten. Holy shit, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Can't believe I'm gonna have to look it up. So long. Expert gamer, huh? Okay, Elden Ring. And a family tree. It's actually really important. But while we're doing this, right? Okay, good. Godfrey. There you go. This is possibly the best. Right? Is it? This is technically not good. No, this is not good. Because this is Elden Ring before the DLC. And this is way too small. Okay, so we have something good. Yes, good. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So the story of Elden Ring, I just want to talk about the main characters and how important it is, but it's also the similar factors. So for example, would you prefer me to talk? Okay, let's talk. Okay, perfect. So you got a queen, right? And she got Queen Marika the Eternal, which is a god, and she rules the world, right? And she has those kids. She had those kids with Godfrey, which is the first Elden Lord. The kids are they're Morgoth Godwyn. Like I told you, yes, we were right? And then Godwyn has those kids, which is Godric and Godfroy. Godfroy is part of the DLC. I haven't played the DLC. I'll be completely honest. I haven't played the DLC. We also have a wedding with Renala, right? Renala will give birth to Radon, Rykard, and Rani, right? And then we have Marika and her kid, which is Michaela Malenia Mesmer. This is super spoilery. As a guy who hasn't played the DLC, why is that nice? Because we'll do. Okay, so first of all, why we're doing this video? Once again, I love Elden Ring. Why is that video nice? Is because we haven't played Elden Ring in a year. Why is that double nice? Because when I'm gonna play my playthrough of Elden Ring, I'll do another one. So I'll do Elden Ring Story V2. So this is just the remembering. So Marika, this is my understanding. I might be wrong. I might be fucking wrong about the story. And if I'm wrong, please tell me. So in my opinion, Marika has a Earth tree, right? Before she goes, this is how little I know. Before she comes in, there's another primordial source. This is a crucible knife. This is a dragon. They did before. There's the Misbegotten, but I don't remember if the Misbegotten are before or after. And Queen Marika, she's a savage. She conquers. She doesn't save. She conquers. So Misbegotten become slaves, which is one of the best things. One of the best things because it leads the Battle of Morn and it leads the Battle of Castle Morn. Is one of my favorite places in the game, by the way. It's so fucking nice. Then we have the Battle of Lanedale, which have misbegotten, and I'm trying to figure out there's something else. Probably the DLC again. She break down the Earth Tree. Now, the reason why she break down the Earth Tree, I don't remember. The reason why she break down the other ring, I don't know. You wanna check it out? Okay, you wanna check it out? Okay, perfect. Why? This is spoiler, right? America shattered the Elden Ring. America shattered as the direct result of the America shattered the Elden Ring as a direct result of the Blight of Black Knife, which was plagued with guilt and broken by the death of Godwin. Her decision to shatter the Elden Ring is assumed to be related to the grief for the death of her son. The event led to a year-long war known as the Elden Ring, resulting in the fall of America's Golden Order as their children grapple for power. That's super important. That is super important. Yes, that's something that we should be knowing, but it's been so long. And the craziest thing is, in Elden Ring, is the intro, which is your prologue, which tells you so much without telling you enough. Why did Ronnie kill Godwin? Okay, so these are things that I know. Ronnie killed Godwin for the ritual. She wanted to destroy Godwin's body but preserve her soul in a duel, but also that she could escape her destiny and fall by the winds of the greater will like the rest of the family. This act made the plot of Elden Ring. Irene stole the primer of the Rune of Death and imbued the power of Newman with it, leading to Godwin and substantially the Prince of Death. Being incarnate royalty does not want the finger of greater will to determine life. Okay, cool. So this is huge, right? So this even doesn't matter with the story. I want to say. So America should have the Golden Order, and then the world descends into chaos, right? And you are this person that's technically dead. So what you do is you're reborn, then you go to the Elden Ring. My favorite part of Elden Ring is yourself as a person, as a player. Is the Limgrave, the total vibe of Limgrave and how calm it is, to the disastrous plane of Kylid, spreading to the swamp of Lurna, and not forgetting the golden plain of the Lanedale, which is also great, but ravaged by war. Then you got the Monster of Giants, which is super cold, and then you finally get the Ashen Capital, which is after the Earth Tree burn. But it's your character, and it's a side story. So your character doesn't have anything to do with it. Your goal is either to serve the Earth Tree or to kill the Earth Tree. Now, what I love about Elden Ring is every single character that you like, that you meet at the round table, all that you like, for example, Day of the Dead, Lady Fia, Dielos. This is how long I'm rusted, right? But don't worry, part 2 is gonna be better. Dielos, Rodrika, and Yug. Of course, Yug. How can I forget Yugs? There's also the monk, which is Corin, but Corin, to me, his story is a bit boring. I don't really like Corin. I don't dislike him, but I don't really like him compared to the others. So everybody tells you, hey, you have to save the Earth Tree, you have to save the Earth Tree, you have to save the Earth Tree. However, the cover of Elden Ring tells you something different. So the cover of Elden Ring is actually Lord Vike. We made a character of Lord Vike as my third playthrough. Lord Vike was the previous of Elden Lord. He was a God-gifted soldier. He was really strong. He had the friendship of dragon, the strength of dragon. He was super strong. However, he was too much of a good lord. He wasn't able to sacrifice people for his glory. So what he did was he ventured below Lanedale during his time as a soldier of Lanedale, and then he discovered the Three Fingers, right? He discovered the Three Fingers, and because he discovered the Three Fingers, he had a way to burn down the Earth Tree himself. But he was consumed by frenzy. See, and it's a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing, because every single character dislike the frenzy. The one that like it is Shabiri, and Shabiri is kind of a bad guy. Shabiri is kind of the bad guy of the game. So when you go to the Three Fingers, if you don't do it fast enough, you consume by frenzy. You're not really consumed by frenzy. This is just lore-wise. You consume by frenzy, and because you consume by frenzy, like, holy shit, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing who I am. I'm losing my sanity. I'm losing my identity. So the whole thing is you have to burn the Earth Tree before you lose yourself. Vike wasn't able to, right? But then you follow a mysterious character called Melina. And Melina, you don't really know why she wants to burn the Earth Tree. She feels like it's something that she has to do. She feels like it's her mission. She feels like it's her goal in life. She's like, okay, no problem. I understand, no problem. So you follow her because technically speaking, Okay, so it's complex. You wake up, and the first person to welcome you is Melina. The second person to welcome you is Vare. Vare is an asshole, and Vare is super important in the story. So Vare is a servant of Mog, and Mog is a lot of people dislike Mog, and on first off, you should be able to dislike Mog. Mog is a complete asshole. Mog is a complete asshole. He's horrible. Mog is horrible. He is Lord of Bloods. What he does is he captures people and then he does some experiments on them, and then because of that, he's a bad person. I'll tell you more when I get to it. It's gonna be a long video, so sit down. But more than that is the fact that Vare tells you right away that you're maidenless, and because you're maidenless, you don't have a chance. The first thing you say, go become Elden Lord. So then he's like, you maidenless, you won't be able to. Your maiden is Melina, right? But then is the story, the simple story of the gods, because you coming into a place, once again, Yurna, Limgrave, Kyle, Mountain of Giants, Langdell, and they all have lords. So we have Radagon, we have Ronnie, we have Renala, we have Radagon, we have Rykard, we have Melania, we have Mog, we have Morgoth, we have Godfrey. That's pretty much it, right? Am I forgetting someone? If I'm forgetting someone, it's all battle. Oh, Godric. By the way, the fourth playthrough, like I said, it'll be the Soldier of Godric. So super funny way of doing a Soldier of Godric, which is a meme. But the craziest thing isn't that. The craziest thing is Marika. So Marika is a god. So the first, again, you see, multi-window close. It's too warm. I kind of feel it's too warm, which is not good at all. That sucks, bro. That really sucks. So America is a god, and she wants to have children, right? So the first one she married is Godric. Godric being the first, not Godfrey, being the first Elden Lord, which is super important because he's the first guy he's the strongest of people there, right? I don't remember if he's a Newman, but I think he is. So the Newman are aliens, or kind of aliens. So she married him, and she has kids, but her kids are all very sick. There's Godwyn the Golden, which is okay. There's Mog and Morgoth, who ends up being like monsters, and it's not monster, is omen. So basically, their blood is cursed, that they become monster. It's not their fault, right? Actually, technically speaking, Mog and Morgoth are possibly the most interesting of the gods. Give me a sec. Godwyn the son of whom? Godwyn, yeah. So they have these kids, and she's like, holy shit, they're all fucked up. So then she started having kids with Renala, Renala is the teacher of the Academy of Rare Lucaria, with magic. So she possibly say, hey, maybe this is not the way. And then she thinks the problem is herself, so she becomes Radagon. And this is a huge secret in the game. The fact that Marika and Radagon is one and the same person. They're both god. We know Marika is a god. We don't know where Radagon came from. Radagon just appeared one day. It's like, yo, you know. And the fact is, Marika is so strong, she transformed herself into two. So he has kids with Renala, and the kids are amazing. The kids are amazing. There's three kids. There's Ronnie, Radagon, and Rykard. So Ronnie is a brilliant sorcerer. She even becomes an Emporian. Emporians are what? Emporians are it's complex. Emporians are, so Marika is not, she's eternal. If something happened, right? She's not meant to be forever. So Rani being Emporian is supposed to be able to replace Marika. However, Rani says the Golden Order is fucked up. So the Golden Order is the fact that a certain group of people will lead the world. Rani offers her ending because they all have ending. So technically, what happened is you have a bunch of characters that you can help, and if you help this character, you get Age of Star, Age of Death, a different age, you get different ending, and the ending of Elden Ring is the beginning of the rest of the time. It's the beginning of the rest of the world. So, for example, that's the coolest thing about Elden Ring. Elden Ring will be a prologue. So Elden Ring was made from software. A lot of people say that the Elden Ring, the frenzied ending, which is burning the world, gives you Dark Soul, right? A lot of people say that the ending of Ronnie is Bloodborne. So again, alien, you have those ID, and then they create those ID, they create those nightmares. You constantly sleep, right? There's the ending of Death, which is Sekiro die twice. The ability to reborn and shit like that. They all have this meaning, right? So Rani is super important. So Rani, enslaved by the two fingers. The two fingers are a god. So the two fingers is really, 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 really weird. The two fingers. Okay, so Marika is a god, but she's not in charge of the world of the land between. She's a god, but she's okay. So Marika is more of a leader than God. People follow her, but people don't worship Marika. There's people that worship Marika, but very little. And then we have the two fingers. The two fingers are a god. Even the frenzied ending is three fingers. So then people say, well, are you the same god? And this is answered in the DLC, which is I didn't play it. I played a little bit, but not enough. In the DLC, there's a land of fingers, right? So you're like, okay, well, this is where I'm gonna get my information for the rest. So Rani, she's like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be the, I don't want to follow the Golden Order. So she does is she kills herself. By killing herself, she kills her body, but she keeps her soul, which is thanks to the killing Godwin. Killing Godwin equates to her, to Marika being. So see, Marika had the Great Rune, right? And because Rani killed one of her kids, all her kids start killing each other. Rani was the one that troubled everybody. So there was this order, the golden order was broken by Rani. Rani was like, hey, I'm not gonna be your slave, fuck you. And because she said that, she killed somebody. Because she killed somebody, she was able to have her own path. She's an Emporian. The next Emporian is Radagon. Now the funny thing is, when they saw the kids, Rykard was amazing. Rykard was really, 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 really good. However, Rykard turned really bad. So, technically, what ended up happening was Rykard was one of the weakest. So there's multiple of the Elden Ring that are super weak. The problem with that is it's inbreeding. So, with Godric, right? Godric was super weak, so he started grafting. Godric to grafted. But with somebody like it's so complex. It's so complex. I have to continue with the family tree, then I'll get to Rykard. So then Radagon existed, and then she was like, I cannot have kids with anybody else but myself. So Marika and Radagon had kids, and this is a huge crime in every single land. So then what happened is they create three monster children. The three monster children are Mesmer. Mesmer is so bad. Mesmer is right away corrupted by a serpent, and the serpent is said to be like the Jotunmoon, which is the serpent of the world and Nordic religion. So you have Mesmer, you have Melania and Michaela. Melania is the worst thing. Melania is one of the greatest warrior. However, giving birth to her gives birth to three things. There's three things that's going on. So Godwin, right, being killed is the Prince of Death. So then there's instant death, and then there's the deathbed companion. The fact that people cannot die, it's destroying the land. The land is being destroyed because nobody's dying, right? So you got the death root, and Marika was able to destroy the death rune, right? Because she started, people don't die, so that's why there's a problem with the land between. It's just corrupted. There's rot. There's a lot. Melania, yeah. Melania, when she's born, she has Scarlet Ruff. Scarlet Ruff is a kind of like a cancer of the blood. So she is putting everybody in danger. It's worse than poison. So you see Kylan. So they were fighting, right? One of the strongest was Radagon, which is one of the most important characters if you look at the DLC. So Radagon and Melania, she fought. Radagon won. Radagon, just to tell you how strong he is he's holding the star together. He's holding the star together. I don't remember why. It's been too long. But he's holding the star together. If you kill Radagon, you can help Rani, because Rani's power lies in the night. And because of that, she kind of imploded with her Scarlet Ruff. And then there's Michaela. Michaela was cursed to be a young kid. So Michaela's story is not so much. In the DLC, she becomes Saint Trina, which is somebody that led people to they don't know about the DLC. That's the problem. Why did Radagon hold the stars. Why did Radon? What did I said Radagon? I'm so sorry. Radon. See, this is how long I've played Go. Radon. But I remember the current royal family. The royal Karian family is the children of her. I didn't even talk about Rykard at the end. Stop the motion of the starlight to prevent the more star, falling star beast, and not makes the Albastor from crashing in the land between. The exact reason of his action is not confirmed. Okay, so the important part is Rykard, because I want to finish with Rykard, because the more I'm finishing with Rykard, the more I can move on. I want to make a big video, but not that big. Rykard, he's weak, he's just like God should have crafted. And then he discovered this world serpent, right? And this world serpent is a god. It's like, yo, if I can fuse with you, if I can be part of you, I'll never have. So Rykard was a really good leader. Freiter Rykard was a really, really good leader. There's a lot of people that says that he lost himself to the serpent. So the serpent is constantly hungry. So he started eating his people and eating his people and eating his people, right? But apart from that, he was a great leader. So see, each Elden Lord or each demigod, which is again Radagon. Radagon is the leader of the Redmane army. Leyndell is the leader. Morgoth is the leader of the Leyndell army. Godric is the leader of the Godric army. They all have their own army. So to protect his army, that's why I think he made a deal with the serpent. I don't know. Again, continuing. So with Radagon, being that, so see Mog, this is where Morgoth and Mog comes in. So Morgoth is a omen, so again, a foul beast. But he's the only one that believes in the Golden Order. So see, there's such a cool scene. There's a cool scene when you're at the edge of the Elden tree, and you're about to burn it. He talks about the demigods, and they're all traitor. He's the only one that believes in the Golden Order. And then he dies, and then Godfrey come back. But also Mogs believe that the answer. So see, Mog is actually quite smart. Mog saw what Ronnie did, and he was like, "Holy shit, people cannot die." He thinks the answer is in the blood of others. So see, Melania, although cursed with Scarlet Ruff, had a brother called Miquella, and Miquella was cursed with eternal youth. So he thinks that in eternal youth, you cannot die. Thinks there lies the answer to death. So he is kind of this is so complex. This is the DLC. I don't know much about it. But basically what happened is Mog wants to study Miquella because Miquella creates the Alec tree. The Alec tree is a second Earth tree. So if something was to happen, the Earth tree, the Alec tree would take over. There's also the Shadow Realm, which is where Miquella went to. So the Shadow Realm had a chance to take over. So she sent Mesmer, she sent all of her strongest people there. So that's actually a really good story. She sent all of her strongest people there, that way they could stop the Shadow Realm army. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, how could I forget that? My apologies. One of my favorite part of Elden Ring is that fuck, I was going to say something important. I forgot. Melania. Oh yeah, Miquella kind of uses Mog. She's like, in this body I cannot do shit. I cannot help you, but I can become the consort. If you become my consort, which is what happened at the end of the DLC, when I got the true consort, she take the body of Mog and become this powerful people. So instead of having her child body, she's taking it. So I think she was supposed to take the body of Melania, but she never got it. I think if she took the it's so crazy because if you took the body of Melania, you would solve it. When you have Scarlet Ruff, you have an item that is basically the needle of Miquella, which cure Scarlet Ruff. But then what happened is she actually uses Radagon. Yeah, this is kind of crazy, isn't it? So Elden Ring, once again, the best part about it is you start coming in as a good guy, but there's time when you feel like a villain. You kill beasts that had no. For example, you kill dragon. There's not a lot of dragon left. You kill demigod, and although they're at war, you kill them and you take their great rune. So like you're colonizing the colonizer. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. You see, gonna film. This is such a shame. This is such a fucking shame. It's all because I personally don't mind, but it's annoying for the people on YouTube. Right? It's annoying. Okay, give me a sec. I hate TikTok for that. They're always starting with a full volume. And yes, you can take care of it, but I delete it so often because TikTok always takes so much space. 1 second is 18 gigs, and the next one is 40 gigs. Like, what the fuck happened, you know? So yeah, but Elden Ring is such a good game. There's moments where I felt like the bad guy, right? There's one I felt like the bad guy. The last time that I had that was God of War 3, and to a certain degree, Kratos was the bad guy. Kratos was only the good guy because he released hope in the world. But apart from that, what did he do? He destroyed the world and destroyed gods. So yeah, so this is why Elden Ring is so good. Is the lore, how I can play 1,000 hours and still not have a clue what's going on. Is the fact that there's so many items, there's so many beliefs, right? It's so good. It is so fucking good. You know? Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.